Welcome everyone in this lab relevant video about building an auto battle game. In this video, we're going to continue purging, modifying the way we are gathering information about the players, and this traces back all the way to the game instance and the game mode. The game mode because the game instance is actually storing traveling players and stuff like that. So I've done some researches because I've already done through that process, and we actually need a free plugin to enable us to do what we want. But before I show you this, I just wanted to talk a bit about the fact that why are we doing this now? We were working on the ability system, and I've said that we were investigating the performance issue which might be hindering the rest of the process, but that's not the only reason. The other reason is that we're actually going to need to target units using the ability system. And the ability system will have a lot of traffic to do to parse all available targets, filter them, and the cheaper it is to get this information, the more efficient the ability system is going to be, and the more modular it's going to be. The easiest it's going to be to build new ways to filter these units and parse them. So this traces back all the way to the way we are storing players, because a lot of this information that the ability system is going to use are going to depend on players. And yesterday I made us add a variable in the in player state, which is the list of alive units. And I think we are not going to do this because picture yourself a battle between two players. They have units on both sides of the battlefield, and they're going to try to target the units of the other side of the battlefield. And in here, we're storing units in a player, which means first off, we can't have a player which fights on two different battlefields at once. It's not going to work because units from one battlefield are going to be targeting units from that player, but on the other battlefield. So we can do it like this. So the idea will be to store units in the fight zone instead. But in order to do this, we have to have everything clean on the rest of the player identification in order to be able to trace, to know, in order to have everything going on smoothly on the targeting and what units belong to what player and stuff like that. So that's why we're going to modify the way we are storing players in addition to improving the performance. So that's going to start off by adding a plugin, which I told you about. It's AdvancedSession plugins. It's a free plugin downloadable on the internet. There is the link in the description of that video. So we're going to add that to this project in that video. And I'm also going to get rid of Befio assets, the free asset pack I've downloaded. No worries, it's not going to be long. You can do it. You can delete that here in Unreal, but it's going to take a while because Unreal is going to check out all the dependencies of that. Is there an asset using this? And I know there is none, or at least I think I do. Apparently, level game map is still using an asset from there. And I'm wondering what asset it might be. I'm just going to get rid of this. Here we have planes. We're just going to, and another plane. We're just going to save, and we're going to double check that we don't have any other references. No, we don't. That was it. So now we can just close that and add the plugin. And in the same time, I'm just gonna get rid of everything else regarding that. So Befio, I just gonna delete. And then we wanna So this is the plugin I've downloaded on the internet. I'm extracting it as an archive here. This is doing that. And in here, in your project folder, you want to create a new folder called plugins. Maybe you already have that if you already have plugins, in which case you don't need to create that. And I'm going to get rid of that medieval kingdom PNG, which is just a remnant of the thing we just deleted. So in our plugins folder, in here it's empty, or maybe you have some stuff. We want to, what do we want? I think we want to, oh, I think we only want AdvancedSession here. We want to copy that. Maybe you want that as well. We'll get both for now. Just because I don't know advanced team session, and that could prove interesting. You can close everything. Now you can restart. You can restart your project, and it's going to prompt you with a window saying, it might prompt you with a window saying project is not up to date. Would you like to update it now? You're gonna say yes. Oh, so we're spawning on the game map. We don't care about that, but I actually want to spawn in the development map by default. Level dev map, such as this. So we're gonna be in the dev map. We don't want to open this. We want to go to plugins, and in here you should have new plugins being showed off. They might be enabled by default. If not, just check this. It's gonna say that you have to restart your projects. But I think if you it does this because I've already added and deleted the plugin just to check out some of the features, some of the new features. So that's why you might have a different behavior than myself, but you should end up with that. So now we can do something in the game mode in here. Or rather, even in the game instance. Yeah, we want to start by that, I think, in the game instance. We have a list of traveling players here. So when we create game, we are clearing this, yep. Store traveling players. So these are player state objects, which is great. And we want to have a player, which is going to be a list of UniqueNetID. So this was something we couldn't. I'm reading the tooltip. So apparently this is a bit ugly, but I think it's going to do the trick. So we want to store that. And this is going to be a map of network player. Oh, we can't make a map of that, which is pretty unfortunate. But I guess it doesn't really matter. We can do, so this is going to be an array, and we're going to do another variable, which is going to be player travel info. Player travel info. So this is going to be network player. And we're going to add a new player to our list. So net player ID is a way to identify player, which is way better than strings. We don't want to delete the rest of our logic yet. We'll replace it piece by piece. So what do we add here? We can get the unique player ID from this player state. This is a new function which is appeared thanks to the plugin we just added. So if we do this, let's find out where is that used. So we're going to print debug open level. We're going to put this here. and collapse that into a function. Create new game. And when we create a new game, we're going to clear this. Oh, this is going to be traveling players new for now, and traveling players info. And we want to clear this and that as well. We're letting this because we're going to re-go everywhere this is used and get rid of it afterwards. And in here, get traveling players new, get traveling players info. So set player team. We are in an in-game state and a player just joined. And we can use that reference, get unique player state. So do we have the guy in our, so we can do something like, we just need to find who he is in here. Can we find, yeah, we can find an item. It's gonna return the ID, the index of that. And we're just gonna do, does it return -1 if it's not found? So we're gonna check if it's not equal -1. I knew Unreal was always returning some stuff, some useful stuff like this. So if we don't find the guy, sorry. So yeah, we indeed want to do this. If we find the guy, we're gonna say that his network is this one. Oh, we need. Why didn't we make that a function? It's in the event graph on player join. Yeah, I know why we did not. So we're just gonna, so this is a new feature from 4.25 before, and we couldn't, oh yeah, we're just gonna unplug this. Before and we couldn't, when we override a function, they were appearing on the event graph. Now they can appear in the function list. So we're just gonna delete this, compile, save, then override on player join, and it's going to create the function here. Before and we couldn't do this. And we're gonna grab everything here, paste this here. Whoops. Paste this here. On player join, we're casting. And we're gonna do, I think we're gonna start by doing what the parent does. And now we're going to get new player. This is the local variable created out of this. Well, actually, we're not gonna do this. We're gonna promote that into a local variable, temp player. Oh, I didn't like what we just done. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Yep, up until here. Temp player, we said this is gonna be an in player state. Like this, we're gonna store that. Drag and drop this here, like this. Control drag, remember. So this is the player which just joined, and we can use that function now. I'm in that variable. So where is that used? We can do this. I often do that kind of stuff to get rid of the extra wires, which prevent me from understanding where are each thing's going. So we said that we didn't need that. And in here, the team ID of that, we are modifying the team ID of that player. So if we found the player, let's say it's that, and if we don't find him, what do we say here? Team ID is the lens. Okay. If that's what we're doing, we're gonna do the same thing here. So this changes. It should be up exactly the same way it was behaving before. So if we go from here, we should not see any difference. And why is it so? Because if we hit play from here, it just kicks in the logic. Sorry. It just kicks in that logic because we don't have any information stored here, if I'm not mistaken. But the real difference, if it doesn't work, we're gonna see it from there. So if we're hitting play, this guy is gonna create and is gonna be ready. That guy is gonna join. Oh no, I wanna quit. That guy is gonna join. Then he's gonna get ready. It doesn't have this. We spotted that bug before, but he's gonna start anyway. For both players. Oh yeah, we're spawning in the game map. Oh, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. As you can see, the second player is red as well. This seems to be correct. I think both are given. And I think this comes from the fact that we're playing on the same. We don't want to auto-connect to both. Are we even already auto-connecting? Server client 2, yeah. We want to say, first we want to say that we don't want to auto-connect to the server. Play offline. 2 standalone. Battle. No. Join. Nope. It really doesn't work. So that's why we need to print that to see what it's saying to us. I think it's going to say red and red because both players might have the same unique ID from player state. One and one. Yeah, I'm guessing that's because they have the same unique ID. I wasn't thinking about this, but I think this actually works in a real game. Hmm. We're gonna keep. We're gonna see what UniqueNetID they have. I think we can check that in game directly because I think that logic is fired in game. Oh yeah, we were in the in-game state, obviously. Oh, they don't have the same. This means that it's not that which is not working in our logic, and that's quite reassuring actually, because I thought the entire logic I wanted to build was not possible. And if that's just an issue regarding our code, that's going to be easy fix. We're going to change that. It's going to be starts in 1 second. I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier. Yeah, we don't have the same. So maybe for now we can just we can just do something like loop through all traveling players, put that in string, then say is that string equal to our temporary player string. We're gonna store this. So it's starting to get a bit messy. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Oh, we don't want to get rid of this, sorry. So if we loop through all, so let's put that aside. So let's check out all players which were connected. Let's check out their unique ID as string. If we find them, we're telling them their player information are equal this, which is pretty fine. And we don't have the rest of the logic right now, but it should, I think it should work if we go from here. We're gonna modify, like I was saying, out game state, I believe. Countdown duration 1. So if we go from here, I think it's gonna work. But if we go from the game, directly from the game, I think we're gonna be pink since we haven't built the rest of the logic. Let's go. Yes, so that's working from the menu. But if we go in the dev map right away, we're gonna be pink. Yep. All pinky. So if we're not, if any player, so we're setting his team ID here and we don't break, we don't do anything when we find him. Whereas we should, what should we be doing? The length of the online players. So I'm guessing online players are added here. Yep. So we just want to say that we found it. We want to break here. Control drag every pins. Delete that. Put that here. And in here, we want to say new temporary variable. This is going to be a Boolean. And this is going to be called found info. This is going to be called tembu. This is going to be called found info. Sorry. So we did found the info. We want to break. So when we find the information about that player, we're going to break. I'm guessing what was not working. I'm not even sure we have to. Can we do something like equal? Can we do something like this? I'm not even sure we have to convert that into a string. We'll see. Maybe we don't. And at the end, we break. And if we haven't found the information, we're going to say that this player, which player? Temporary player ID is equal to this. And this should work right away. If we're hitting play from here, I'm red. We're both red. Why? Because we're not connecting by default. Play as listen server. Let's hit play. And we got a red and a blue, which is perfect. And if we head over our menu, hit play, we're going to battle, we're going to join. We're both going to be ready. And we got a red and a blue. So yeah, that sounds pretty correct. We got a bug with the phase icon. We don't really care. So I think in order to wrap up that video, we're just gonna get rid of everything regarding our previous variable called traveling players. We want to hide unrelated. We want to delete that. Yep. Yep. And we want to delete that. Sounds correct. Sounds correct. Can we get rid of this? Is that used anywhere else? It's not. So first step, traveling players, we're identifying player through their UniqueNetID, which is quite better. And we're going to be able to do much more with this because I initially wanted to store player through their player state, but that's good when we are in the game, but that's an issue if we don't have anything else to identify them, because if they quit the game, if they disconnect, their player state is destroyed, and we need a way to store the information of the player state and give them back if they reconnect. And to give them back when they reconnect, we have to know what UniqueNet ID they have. And that's what we've just done. So we're quite happy about that. So it's going to wrap up that video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.